Good morning. It's Friday morning and the birds are in full force today. How are we doing? How is everybody on this beautiful week on this Friday before the long weekend up here in Canada? Thank you for those who are joining me live this morning for a mini universal live teaching. If you are joining us on the replay, thank you for tuning in. We dive a little bit into the universal laws every Friday morning. I truly believe that when we understand these laws and that they are for us and to help us walk through this life, we can create and have whatever we want. This is why this is so important for me to deliver these teachings to you. So my name is Paula Haick. I am a teacher. I am passionate about everybody reaching their higher love and higher potential. I love connection. I love freedom in my life. I love creativity, expression, and abundance. And I would love to teach you how you can have it all. Do, say, go, be, create whatever you want, and live in harmony with these beautiful universal laws. So today's law is the law of transformation. I need to transform first, though, with my coffee. The law of transfer, that was a little joke, by the way. Don't talk to me before my coffee. You haven't transmuted yet. So what we're going to talk about today is the law of transmutation. The law of transmutation is a law that stems from all the laws that I've covered already. So we've talked about the law of one, how really we are all connected. We come from source, we are source, and we all are able to connect to source to be one with that power. When we trust that we are one, when we trust that we can tap into and into that harmony, that high frequency of one, then we are in harmony. And when we are in harmony, we can create. And then we talked about the law of entropy. The law of entropy is when things are falling off kind of our grid, our life, it feels like things are falling off the wheels. It feels really icky and sticky, but it happens. It's enforced because that's the universe trying to course correct you and say, hey, look over here. Are you supposed to be doing that still? Are you truly aligned with your vision and passion? And then we talked about, oh my goodness, I can't even remember what else we talked about. I think we talked about the law of love. Yeah, the law of love and loving things and being in love, with love, for love, and how we can create love for ourselves in order to call in love for others. Oh, yes. So transmutation. If you guys are catching me on my channeling or anything else that I'm doing, I always talk about, we'll just transmute that. You'll transmute that. And what that really means is that when you make a decision and you have a belief. So, for example, if you really, really, really want to change career, you believe that this is something that's important to you, you've had a great business idea, you believe it, and you're going to move towards it. And then you talk to some friends about it, and they're like, well, what about this? Or you talk to your spouse about it, and they're like, well, we can't really afford that at this time. Or you think about all the what ifs and hows, and I don't know. Transmutation won't happen for you to get to your goal. You've now stopped that belief because you've literally turned down the belief system and you've allowed others to kind of tell you to stay the same, stay in one spot. So Joy Kingsborough put the law of transmutation in a beautiful analogy, a boiling pot of water. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. So you take a pot of water, you put it on the stove or in the kettle, and you want to make tea or heat something up. That's fine. So the water starts off as cold liquid or medium warm liquid. It doesn't really matter in this case. You put it in the pot, you put it in the container, and then you turn up the heat. Your intention is to transmute that water into hot water so you can have your tea. The full transmutation of water, though, is a gaseous state, right? We all know that. We were in grade 8 science once. So you're turning up the heat. The water is now jumping and popping and trying to escape its pot, hence the container, before it transmutes. Transmutes into steam. You get what you want. You get your hot beverage. Call it a day. The water, that it was going to transmute into hot water and then gas. It just kind of sat in the pot, trusted the process. So what pot are you in? What container are you in right now? Are you looking to transmute? Are you looking to do other things in your life? Are you going to let anybody else turn down the heat when you have a belief, when you want to create something different for yourself? So your water never boils and never transmutes and never turns into gas? Or are you going to believe in yourself so much that even through the uncomfortable transmutation process of being literally in hot water and it doesn't feel great, but if you can stick in that situation and you can trust that after you believe something so much, you will transmute and it will happen. So many times people stop because they're in hot water, because they feel a fear, or their belief is turned down by others' opinions, or the belief is turned down by personal fears or feelings of lack. Hands up, have you been there? Have you ever wanted to do something and didn't do it because someone said that's dumb, or you gave yourself 10,000 excuses why you shouldn't? You just turn down your pot, man. Turn up your pot. Let yourself transmute. It's an uncomfortable process, but geez, I'm going to tell you, the more you put behind your belief, the faster the transmutation happens. I think I just made up my own word there. So, transmutation is very important. I've been studying butterflies and chrysalises and caterpillars and life cycles with my kindergarten kids. Transmutation, man. Caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly, boom. You may have heard of the law of attraction, and they say, oh, just believe it, feel it, do it. They're kind of right, but this law of transmutation is very important in that process. It's believe it and keep going forward. Stay in that hot water, stay in that pot. You guys know what I'm talking about. I want for you so much to be able to move towards and create what you believe you should have and should do. Why can't we all be abundant? Why can't we all just have these great beliefs and go towards what we want? We can. Please do not let fear or somebody else's opinions or circumstance or worrying about the how stop you. I could talk about this law forever. It's very passionate to me. It's something that I had to learn to walk with and stop turning off my pot and being like, no, maybe next year. No, I don't want to do that. Or, yeah, you're right. I don't have enough money. It's not enough time. It's not the right time. Well, if it's not the right time, when's the right time? If you feel it and believe it and want it, you can have it. If you want to do a deeper dive in these universal laws with me and learn how to use them to attract wealth, abundance, freedom, choices, playfulness in your life, you should consider looking at Mastering the Brain Game the next time I teach it. We go in such a deep dive. I'm going to be offering the universal laws and the beautiful course called For the Love of Money. Gosh, For the Love of Money is going to be a 4-day transformation course on how to get exactly what you want when you want it. So, happy Friday from Blue and Paula. Blue's decided that he's joining us today. I love you all. Have a beautiful long weekend. Stay safe. And wherever you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in, have a beautiful day. Bye.